होम ज्ञान तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै सदायै कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। त्वक्त्वा तूर्णमशेषमण्डलपतिं श्रेणीं सदा उच्चवत् भूत्वा दीनगणेशतो करुणया कोपीन्द्रगण आश्रितो गोपीभावृषावृतहरिकल्लोलमप्रमुहुः वन्दे रूपसनातनौ भजदिवौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदार्थम् राधा चिंतनिवेशिनः यस्य कान्ति विलोकिता श्रीकृष्ण चरणं वन्दे राधा वृन्दितं श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। एवरीबॉडी, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Shri Nittam Prabhu, Shri Mahaprabhu, just like sun and moon, dissipating that darkness and giving the knowledge. What is that darkness? अज्ञान तमेर नाम कहे कैतव धर्म अर्थ काम वांछा आदि यही सब. We heard in detail the meaning of this word ajnana, which is divided into five: tama, moha, mahamoha, tamse, and tamsi, and many details of what is the meaning of this. This is all darkness. This is ajnana, and this is also known as avidya. This we heard yesterday. Now, this ajnana is cheating propensity. This is nature, indecisive nature, cheating. And what are the components? Dharma, arth, काम, वांछा, आदि यही सब. There is very elaborate explanation of this, each and every word of what Kaviraj Goswami is explaining. I am taking references from Bhagavatam, Bhakti Swami Sindhu, from Rai Raman Samvad, and many other scriptures. Let us today hear how Dharma, Arth, and Kam. Everyone understand the meaning. Dharma, Arth, Kam, Yog, Adi, Vansha. How they are considered as deceitful nature, cheating propensity. How they are cheating the people who are following this dharma. And what is the meaning of dharma? I have touched something about this yesterday, explaining there is one which is called paradharma and one which is called ordinary dharma. Krishna said, Yada yada hi dharmasya. I come to establish dharma. But then he also said, Sarv dharman parityajya. Give up that dharma. Remember? We heard this Yes or no? can see everyone, but everyone is quiet. So Krishna comes to establish some Nitya Dharma, which is eternal Dharma. And the Dharma which is asking to give up is Namatic Dharma, which is called temporary Dharma. What is the meaning of Dharma? Dharma means Varnashram Dharma. Varn and Ashram. Brahmachari, Grast, Vanprasth, Sannyas. These are ashram. And Varna, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is that verse? Chatur Varna Mai Shreshtam Guna Karma Vibhaka. I introduced this Varnashram Dharma. This is established by Krishna. Otherwise, how the society will run if there is no different section in the society? So, Varna and Ashram established by Krishna Bhagavad Gita. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Shri Ramanand Rai to hear from him the details of bhakti, the details of Radha Tattva, Krishna Tattva, and extreme of prem, then Mahaprabhu asked this question. प्रभु कहे बड़ो श्लोक साध्य निर्णय. O Ramanand Rai, please recite the verse which can explain what is the ultimate goal of life. And Shri Ramanand Rai, he started with this verse. Rai kahe sarv dharma acharane Vishnu bhakti hai. By following one's occupational duties of Varna and Ashram, one can attain Krishna bhakti. Vishnu bhakti is Krishna bhakti. Swadharma acharane. So the meaning is the verse from Vishnu Puran. Now, if anyone who's making notes, very important. What I'm going to speak today in around 3-4 classes, explaining many references. What is dharma? Which is that dharma which is namatic, means temporary, which is like cheating propensity, according to Bhagavatam, which has to be given up, according to Shrimad Bhagavatam and according to Shri Krishna when he says self dharman. Varnashram Achravat Purushe Parapuman Vishnu Aradhyate Pantha Nanya Tatosh Tat Karanam. That means Almighty Vishnu can only be satisfied if anyone is following Varnashram Dharma. There is no other way to satisfy him. This is from Vishnu Puran. So Shri Ramanand Rai, he gave this evidence from Vishnu Puran. Swadharma Acharane Vishnu Bhakti Vai. This is the first step explaining this is the ultimate goal of life. But hearing this, Mahaprabhu was not happy with this and he said, Eho Bhajya, this is external. This cannot be ultimate goal of life. This is external. So what is the meaning of? So this is the base of what I'm going to speak further. That's the base point. So here this again to begin. Swadharma Ashram. Swadharma. Varna and Ashram. Those duties which are followed by Varna and Ashram is called Swadharma. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Now this is the commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. These are 4 varnas. and brahmachari, grast, vanprasth, and sannyas. These are called ashrams, four ashrams. Following the duties, the respective duties of varna and ashram, according to Shastra, is called Swadharma Ashram, following one's own occupational duty. By following this, one get closeness to Bhagwan in the sense one is pleasing Bhagwan by following the duties nicely, properly. But, but Swadharma Achran, following these duties is not the practice of our goal. It can be practice of those people whose goal are only to attain heaven, Swargalok. For them it can be. But because our sadhe, our goal, ultimate goal, is not anything of this material universe. Our goal is not even the effulgence of the Lord, Brahmajyoti. Our goal is not also getting merged in that effulgence or to be concentrating, meditating of Paramatma in the heart. And our goal is not also to go to Saket Dham, the abode of Lord Ram, not Vaikuntha and not anything else. Our goal is, ultimate goal is Shri Golok Vrindavan, and in that all the other bhavas, in Madhurya Bhav, serving the lotus feet of Radharani, that's our goal, and that's why because of this goal, this sadhya, this goal, this practice is not compatible. This practice is not compatible. That's why Mahaprabhu said this is external. This cannot be by following one's varna and ashram duties. One cannot attain that ultimate goal which Mahaprabhu wanted to hear from Shri Ramananda. That which is established by Shri Krishna and what Shri Krishna is expecting from us who are interested in following Raganuga. That's why this is external. Therefore, even though this is according to Shastras, but for those whose goal is different, our goal is different. Okay. According to Bhagavatam, 7th canto, Shamo Dama Tapa Shocham Santoshah Shanti Rajvam Jnanam Daya Achut Tvam Satyam Cha Brahma Lakshanam. What are the symptoms of Brahmins? There are many. I'm just making a small little introduction of this. Maintaining purity, always satisfied, compassion, simple, knowledgeable, mercy, and speaking the truth, and worshipping Bhagwan. This is the duties of Brahmins. Then, Shauryam Viryam, Dhritas Tejas Tyaga Atmajaya Shama, Brahmyat Prasadascha, Rakshascha, Shatra Lakshanam. Strength, patience, effulgence, renunciation, controlling our senses, and forgiveness, serving Brahmins, and helping, plus taking care of subjects. These are symptoms of Kshatriyas. These are duties of Kshatriyas. Then, okay, devotion towards demigods, devotion towards Guru, devotion towards Bhagwan, and involved in economic development, religiosity, and self gratification. To maintain these three properly, to maintain one's business or work, and very expert in dealings with people. These are symptom of or the duties of Vaishya, means business class. Then uh, serving one's master, serving one's master, telling truth, uh, protecting Brahmins, serving Brahmins, protecting and serving cows, and never indulge in any uh, stealing. All these are symptoms of Shudras. Further, Brahmachari, Grast, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. These are Brahmachari, Grast, Vanprastha, Sannyas. We all know this. So, only focusing in fulfilling these duties is not our ultimate goal. Now, this is quite confusing, right? That means, shall we give up the duty of sannyas, brahmachari, grahast, vanprastha? Then we are following immoral conduct. What is the meaning here? The purport here is, if these qualities or duties to maintain without developing love with Krishna or divide of Krishna, it has no value. But when these duties which we have to follow, because this is according to Shastra, if these duties, if it is involved and centered with Krishna, along with Krishna, then it is beautified, it's glorious. But divide of Krishna, then it has some other purposes. Just to maintain good etiquette in the society, just to get some adoration from people, or just to elevate oneself in Swarga and other heavenly planets. That's all. But it has nothing to do with Krishna Bhakti. That's why Mahaprabhu said this is external. Nishkarmya chut bhav varditam na shobhate jnana anubhamnam. There's one other verse. Bhagavatam says, Dharma swanasthita pumsam vikshak sen katha suja nautpad yadi ratin sham evahi kevalam. Very important. Now, we are only focusing on what is dharma. Why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, give up dharma and come to me, surrender to me. Prabhu, you confusing us. You're saying you are the one who established dharma. You are the one who established varnashram dharma. Now you're saying give up that dharma. But why? So we are trying to analyze this. Dharma swanasthita pumsam vikshak sen kathasmi not pad yadi ratim sham eva hi kevala. Now hear this. Varnashram dharma of human being, which does not produce attraction for topics of the Lord, is only wasted efforts. Shram eva hi kevalam, only a wasted effort, endeavors or efforts, which has nothing to do with Bhagwan. So anything, any religious activity or spiritual activity, there are many, seminars, spiritual seminars, yoga seminars, motivational speakers. Feel so good going and spending $1,000 for one class. Yes, but न शोभते ज्ञानम अमृतम. There is nothing involved with pleasing the Lord. So therefore it is Shram eva hi kevalam. Dharma swansita pumsa. Pumsa means everyone, human beings, male, female, whoever it is, following their their varnashram dharma, their duties nicely, but not for the purpose of developing attachment with the Lord. Then it is just a waste of efforts. Shram eva hi kevalam. Shram eva kevalam. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ji, our acharyas, they used to recite this verse very often. Dharma swanasita pumsa viksha sen katha nautpad yadi ratem shava ek bhute. If one has not developed the taste in hearing Hari Katha while performing all other duties or even while performing services, but not developed any taste in the topics of Krishna, Shram is all waste endeavor. What to speak ordinary person, even in a devotee section, serving so much in many ways, but has not developed taste in the topics. That Krishna Katha which is nectarian, that Krishna Katha which is a barometer to judge one's advancement in Krishna consciousness. That Krishna Katha which is the only means to take away the anarthas from the heart or to cleanse the heart. Only way. That Krishna Katha which can elevate one all the way from Shraddha to Nishtha, Ruchi, Bhav, Asakti and Prem. That Krishna Katha which is Yatha Yatha Atmo Parimajato Aso Vad Punya Gata Shavan Abhidana. That layer which is covering the soul, that rust, only Krishna Katha can remove. Nashparayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. Pray Abhadra. What is Abhadra? Abhadra means anarthas. How they can be destroyed? Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. Shunvatam Swakatha Punya Shavan Kirtane Hidayanto Sahihabadrani Vidotim Surin Sana. Only by hearing the topics of Krishna, which are all auspicious, Hidayanto Sahihabadrani, that anartha which is in the core of the heart can be destroyed only by Krishna. Tav Katham Vitam Tapta Jiva, which are that Krishna Katha which is sung by poets, Kavi Vriditam, by poets, Sanak Adi, poets. Shiva is a poet, Brahmaji is poet, Rupa Goswami is poet, all acharyas are poets. Kavi Vriditam Kal Vashapaham, destroy all anarthas. Shavana Mangalam, that Krishna Katha. So any other process of serving, if someone say, oh, I'm only like to serve deities, okay, go ahead. All those serving deities, all those cooking, whatever, but not develop. What? Not pad yadi ratim sham eva hi kevalam. I'm not saying this. Bhagavatam is saying this. Whatever we do, all our services, our service to our Gurudev, to Vaishnav, serving, deity worship, archan, dham parikrama, whatever, this all can be a waste only of this one point. Vikshak Senu Katha, not develop the taste of hearing the topics of Vikshak Sen, means Sri Krishna, not Pad Yadi Ratim, not develop the Rati, the attachment The topics of Krishna, Shram eva hi kevala, endeavors, just efforts. That's all. Vishnu Chakra Thakur giving a very detailed commentary on this because this is our topic, dharma. To be very specific, our topic is Varnashram Dharma. So, why is dharma in the form of Varnashram not considered to be Parodharma? You understand Parodharma? Save pumsa Parodharmo yatha bhakti adhokshade ahetuki apratihita yayatma suprasya. Save pumsa Parodharmo. Bhagavatam says this. Bhagavatam claims this. Save pumsa parodharmo, the only one, parodharma, the ultimate duty of every individual, Bhagavatam says, of every individual is yatha bhakti adhokshate. Only and only devotion of Bhagwan adhokshaj. Adhokshaj means one who is beyond the senses, cannot be perceived by the senses. But that same Bhagwan can be perceived by the senses only on one price, developing taste in hearing his pastimes. Je prayaso jeet jeet asi pitrulokyo. Brahmaji is praying to Krishna. Jnanam prayaso mudmante namant eva jivanti san mukridya bhavdya vartam sthane stita shuti gatam tanovan manobhir. Je prayaso. That Bhagwan which is Ajit means unconquerable word can very easily get conquered only of one price. What is that? Sthane Sthita Shruti Gatam Tano Van Manopi. Situated at under the shade of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas and then hearing the topics of Krishna. That Ajit, Bhagwan Ajit means unconquerable word, can very easily get conquered in the heart only of this point, Krishna Katha. Why dharma in the form of varnashram not be considered parodharma? Many countries in the world, they have not even any concept of varnashram. No concept. But Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ji used to say, every country has some section of Varna and ashram, even though they are aware of this or they are not aware of this. But section is always there. Just like countries, America, Europe, Russia, there are many churches. And there is a priest in the church. What is the work of priest? Brahmin. Every country have army, police. Who are they? Kshatriyas. Every country have business people, business person. Who are they? Vaishyas. And there are many who are, serving menial services. Shudra. And so the section is always divided in these four parts, which is very important to maintain the balance. But countries, they don't, even in India, no one believes now. But the India which was years back, decades back, the one ashram system was very prominent. Very, very prominent. But later it got distorted, delusions, and no more. It's same. It's universal now, every day. But this fourth section is always there. Even in Middle East countries, even in the mosque, there is priest. What is his role? And the army, and the business people, and the servants. So, why Varnashram Dharma? Why Dharma is in the form of Varnashram not considered to be Parodharma? the ultimate dharma. Why? This verse answers that. That dharma undertaken by men, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, which does not produce attraction for topics about Supreme Lord, is completely useless. That's why Varnashram Dharma, devoid of the topics of Krishna, has no meaning. As I very often I say this, the instruction of Naraji to Vedyas, na yadvas chit padam hare yasho jagat pavitram parigaya karchit tad vaisum tit machanti mansa na yat hansa nirmukta shesha. Any composition, any poem, any writings, any lecture, very nicely composed, spoken, sung, or written, were devoid of the qualities of Lord, the topics of Lord. This is just like a pilgrimage place for a crow. This is exactly the word Bhagavatam says. Pilgrimage place for a crow. That means where crow sits. Crow never eat mango. Even if sitting on a mango tree. Crow always look for flesh, dirt. So that composition, that everything is just a waste, contamination. And Tadvag Sargo, the next verse. Tadvag Sargo Jalta Viplo Yasmi Prati Shlokam Vai Toyapi Yasho Ankintani Yashanvanti Gayanti Grananti Sadhava. Similarly, likewise, any composition, poem, song, writing, lecture, not nicely arranged, cover is also very soft, not hard bound, paper is not good quality, song is not being sung with good melody, and lecture also not very good English, broken something Indian English. But if it is only meant to please the Lord, then Sharvanti Gayanti Bhajananti Sadhava. That's the ornament for sadhus. Everyone like to hear this. Everyone like to hear this because the glories of like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. I'm not saying this, I heard from some of his disciples years back. When he first came to Boston and New York, so his accent was almost like Indian and Bengali accent. So instead of saying bird, he was saying bird. So many uh, Americans were not able to understand what is, and they used to ask, what you see? Again, pardon, again. And gradually they uh, understanding his his unparalleled love for Krishna, and then familiar with its accent. Srila Gurudev, when he used to speak Harikatha in English, started speaking, and devotees from America, Europe, Holland, etc. They hearing Srila Gurudev and is mixing Hindi, English, broken English, but that English is so pleasing to hear. So and so that when Gurudev used to speak like 15 minutes and is asking any translator to get up and just tell what I spoke, devotees don't want to hear that fluent English of translator. They only want to hear what Gurudev is saying. Why? Language is not important, but the message is more important. Shanvanti, Gayanti, Grinanti, Sadhava. Everyone wants to hear from Srila Guru because that katha, what what he was speaking, was not coming from here, from the lips, was coming from here. That's the difference. Coming from lips and coming from heart. All acharyas, they coming from their heart, right? So, uh, so that which does not produce attraction for the topics about Supreme Lord is completely useless. The Shruti says, Karmana Priti Loke, by performance of Varnashram duties, one goes to, hear this, there's also a common question being asked when we preach in Hindu temples around the world. In many Brahmins, Pandits, priests, they argue with us because what I have observed is what is the line of difference between what we speak and what they're speaking, because they say we also quoting shastras. The only point of difference, not only one point of difference, is their focus and their goal is only following Varnashram Dharma. Their goal is not to serve Krishna or Krishna Prem, whereas our philosophy only focus on that. So that's the point of argument happens, sometimes happens with that. They give so much priority to follow the duties of Varnashram Dharma, whereas we, right in the beginning of the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, reject this, saying this is not ultimate goal. This is only one step, coming little close to religion or spirituality, sorry. One step. But that's not ultimate. That's not a rooftop. So anyone who's following Varnashram duties nicely, properly, what's the benefit? By performance of Varnashram duty, one goes to Pitraloka in the material world. Pitraloka means forefather, where the forefathers are. That means so much enjoyment is there. So much enjoyment is there in that Pitraloka. And that's why common people, they involve so much following this Varnashram duties. Every year performing this Shraddha ceremony, oblations to forefather, etc. Not to deliver them, but just to get facilitate them by offering donation, charity, etc. Because they also want to attain that loka, that abode where there is so much enjoyment. So ultimately it comes to enjoyment. That's the result of following Varnashram duties. Performance of Varnashram duties does not produce attraction for the Lord. No. This is also known as Sangha Siddha Bhakti. There are three kinds of bhakti explained by Shirup Goswami Pad in Bhakti Samya Sindhu. Surup Siddha Bhakti, Sangha Siddha Bhakti, and then Arop Siddha Bhakti. Remember? We heard this 2 days back. What is Sangha Siddha Bhakti? Okay, so what is Arop Siddha Bhakti first of all? Imposing one's mood or practices, claiming this is bhakti, is called Arop Siddha Bhakti. Imposition. Thinking this is bhakti, but actually it is not bhakti. But just imposing this. Or if you don't worship on Sunday, if you don't worship, uh, let's say, or if you don't worship Hanuman on Tuesday, your life is useless. That's Hindu temple. That's a system. Oh, universal. Every Tuesday, Hanuman. That means other days of the week, Hanuman is his strength is dormant. He's not very active. And Tuesday he'll get very active. So if you approach him on Tuesday, you get active. Other days he's inactive. But only Tuesday. That's just imposing. And this is what's happening in India. My goodness. It's not Tuesday. Ooh, temple are full of worshipping Hanuman, and they are, you know, feeding Hanuman like so many sweets, just pushing in his mouth. Eat this, eat this. Yeah, you go and see this. See, big lion, crowd pushing, feed, must eat this. He don't want to eat this. Why? Because this is not Shriram Prasad. This is Bhoga. And devotee always like to have Prasad. If anyone offers with Tulasi anything to Shri Ram and then offer to Hanuman immediately without feeding him, he will grab from your hand. But this is a common understanding. People not understanding this. Anyway, that's not our topic. Then there is Samsiddha Bhakti. Sang means associated bhakti, but not bhakti. Associated, maintaining cleanliness, must take shower. Okay, let us take one point, but there are many like this. Uh, Taking shower, is this bhakti? Then we can follow 64 lives of bhakti means 64 showers a day, 64 times showers. If this is bhakti, taking shower is supporting bhakti. One feels fresh, one feels clean, one feels active for chanting mantras, chanting mantra, or reading or whatever for deity worship, etc. One feels very good and fresh after shower. Otherwise, one feels lazy. You see, but taking shower is not itself bhakti, but is supporting bhakti. This is one example. There are many activities like this. Just try to understand with just with one example, one sample. So many people they start considering this is a part of bhakti. Like I tell you something about India. The month Kartik month, very auspicious month, right? We devotees we know the importance of Kartik month. But there's a common understanding in India, the women section, especially North India, especially when the month Kartik month, they always waiting for this month, and they have this idea that if one takes shower early morning in Brahmurta, in the whole month Kartik, one get liberation, or one get prosperity, or one get liberation. So they get up in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock, take cold water shower, and after 30 minutes, go back to sleep. Yes, very common. So they're thinking, and they're just calling their friends, their neighbors. Hey, I woke up 4 o'clock. I took shower, cold water shower. So much bhakti. I've taken this for 30 days. How are we going to do this? And they think we are doing very senior austerities. Is this is bhakti? No. This is associated. Sangha Siddha Bhakti. Shri Vishnu Chakur Thakur explains this, Rup Goswami Pad explains this. But what is Swarup Siddha Bhakti? Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam. Hearing, chanting, remembering. That's it. That's Swarup Siddha Bhakti. Other than that, Sangha Siddha, Arop Siddha. Imposition associated Bhakti, but not Bhakti. Huh. So, this is advice. One should only follow Swarup Siddha Bhakti to drive ultimate benefit. Everyone is doing some endeavors. Why not that endeavors with a good purpose, with the right track, and for the ultimate goal? Practice makes man perfect. No, perfect practice makes man perfect. Not only practice. The practice has to be perfect. And for perfect practice, one needs to know what is the perfection of that practice. Then a person walks on that, the right track. So I am following so much Varnashram Dharma, I am following so much Varnashram Dharma. Very much prominent around the world amongst the Hindus or those who are Indian origin, temples, etc. Varnashram Dharma. One will go Pitraloka, forefather, so much endeavors for that. Were devoid of Krishna Bhakti. Sham eva kevalam. Useless efforts. So, if we apply the same amount of efforts for Surup Siddha Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam, oh, one is one can very easily cross these stages. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anak Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav and Prema. Only by practicing or following Surup Siddha Bhakti. So, performance of varnashram duties does not produce attraction for the Lord. This is clear from Narad's statement in the fourth canto. Now there are so many references. I may say wrong, but what I'm saying references means that's qualified. And this is explained by Vishnu Chakur Thakur. In other words, we are hearing this Harikatha from Vishnu Chakur Thakur. He is giving evidences to prove this one point. What Shri Kaviraj Goswami is writing. अज्ञान तमेर नाम कहे कहे तब धर्म अर्थ काम वांछा आदि यही सब. This is darkness, this is ajnan, this is avidya. And the very first point is dharma. What is that dharma? Not parodharma, the eternal dharma. Not touching that point, but varnashram dharma, which has to be given up. Krishna said this. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up this and come to me. Come to you for what? Because I will give you the information of parodharma, the eternal dharma, not varnashram dharma. That I just said, so that people can maintain some etiquette in the society. Otherwise, society will be animal society if there is no etiquette following this varnashram dharma. So this is clear from Narada's statement in the fourth canto. किम जन्माभिः त्रिभिर वेह शोक्त्र सवित्र यज्ञ के कर्माभिर यात्रयी प्रोक्ते पुंसम अपि विबुद्ध युषः. Fourth canto. Narada is saying, without that service, what is the use of taking three births? Without the service of Lord, what is the use of getting three births? We get three births. One is when our parents give us birth. That's so according to the scripture terminology is called shokra. Shokra means birth by semen. Then savitra, upanayinam, when one goes through the thread ceremony. That's second birth. Then third is initiation. Initiation. Three births. What is the use of ritual acts mentioned in the Vedas? What is the use of lifespan of Devata for a human? If there is no attachment, developing attachment for the topics of Krishna, what is the use of these three births? Shoktra, Savitra, and Yagyati. What is the use of initiation? If one is not developing the ultimate goal. If one is not developing love towards, the prem towards, or attraction towards the topics of Krishna, what is the use of that birth, especially the third birth, initiation? Chanting mantras, chanting Mahamantra, just to finish 16 rounds, and beads are hanging on a nail. Hari Bol. Beads, bye, see you tomorrow. What is the use of that initiation if you not develop the love towards not with Krishna but the topics of Krishna? Why not Krishna? Gopi said, Brahmar Geet, in Brahmar Geet, even though Radhaji is saying so much, abusing words for Krishna, means in love, in that prema, not exactly abusing words, but don't believe this black person, don't believe this black person, they're always cheaters, this, so many things. But in the last, she said one thing. Tad alam asi sakhi dustajam tat kathartha. That's the only problem. We cannot give up his katha. We cannot give up speaking about him because we are in love with that topics of Krishna. Krishna, if you are there or you are not there, doesn't matter. But your topics, your katha, and that's why they saying Tav katha mritam. Krishna, your katha is killing us. But if someone asks, Krishna asks Gopis, then why you're not dead? If you're blaming that my katha is killing, Gopi said that's the problem. We can't die because we drank that nectar. What is that nectar? Tav katham. We drank your nectar of katha. So if anyone drinking that nectar of katha, how a person can die? And what is the meaning of Gopi saying we are dying? Dying in separation from you. And when a person feels separation, when there is intense love, only then. If there is no love, no separation. And that also varies from person to person. You know, if there is only 5% love, then separation also 5%. When there is 50% love, separation is 50. If there is 100% love, the separation is also 100%. It varies person to person. Relationships, the same amount of separation one feels. So Gopi is saying we are dying in separation. Then why you are not dead? Because we drank that nectar of Krishna. So what is the use of that initiation? If we have not developed that taste and love for the topics of Krishna, Shram eva hi kevalam, useless endeavors. Next verse. किं वा योगेन संख्येन न्यास स्वाध्याय अपि किं वा श्रेयोभिः अनयस च न यत्र आत्मा प्रदो हरि. What is the use of yoga, sankhya, renunciation, study of Vedas, other auspicious activities in which Lord does not give realization of himself? If Krishna is not giving realization, what is the use of that yoga or practices or renunciation, reading books, etc.? No use. So, one thing we are grasping from this is the essence of what we are hearing today. The essence is anything which is devoid of Krishna or devoid of Krishna prem means the attraction toward Krishna, that everything else is the place of pilgrimage of a crow. Is all, according to scripture, is all dirt. Even though I'm not saying the words saying this. Other auspicious activities, no matter if they are auspicious activities, there are many auspicious activities. But if it is bereft of, if it is not to develop love with Krishna And to be more specific, love for Krishna, Krishna Katha is all Shram Devi Kevala, just endeavors, just useless endeavors. Everything is centered with Krishna. Even this birth from the parents, birth with ceremonies. Upanayan means ceremonies, and the birth with initiation. No use, no value. If it is not utilized in developing that love of Krishna Katha. And for that, Krishna Katha devotees, they run after, they run after pure devotees. Please, we beg you, can you just speak 5 minutes on Hari Katha? My heart is burning. My consciousness is polluted. I'm getting indulged in so many other useless topics. Can you just speak 5 minutes on Hari Katha? That gives me relief. Forest fire in which I am so please help me. Just 5 minutes help me. And there are many almost every day 100 participants, all you respected devotees hearing this Hari Katha. But there are many who hears recordings later on because they are working or different time zone. So how much glorious and how much auspicious and how much respectable all these devotees who are so much inquisitive and giving so much priority to hearing Hari Katha, even if it is on the street. When I sometimes remember this, it just melt my heart. And I pray to all of you, please also give me that inspiration. Just like you are, we all are so much interested in hearing Hari Katha. May this same feeling can develop in me. I also want to hear this again, 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 and again. When the day will come in my life or in our life, when we develop this taste, only that Hari Katha becomes our life, or in other words, food for life. That would be our food for life program. Just like Parikshit Maharaj. Hearing 7 days, no eating, no drinking. We can't survive 7 hours. We cannot compare ourselves, of course, with them. But at every moment and every time, can we always get involved in or love in that Krishna Katha? Can this possible? Yes, it's possible. How? What is the remedy? What is the point? To develop taste and love with that Hari Katha, then what is needed? Only hearing Hari Katha. There is nothing else. Only by Hari Katha and only by Hari Katha. In the beginning, with some duty bound. In beginning, socializing. But the same becomes our habit. And gradually it goes into blood. One can't survive without hearing Hari Katha 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times a day. That's why I got some proposals, some invitation, a proposal, sorry, saying that why only 1 hour Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is my time here, 7:30 to 8:30. So many devotees are advising me start your session from 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. to 1 to 2 Updeshamrit, 2 to 3 Manashiksha, 3 to 4 Shikshashtakam, 4 to 5 Shrimad Bhagavatam, 5 to 6 Madhurya Kadambani, and 6 to 7 chanting Harinam, 7 o'clock Arati, and then 7:30, 8:30 Chaturjetamrit, and then after everyone can have some prasadam, and then 9 to 10 Ras Leela, Ras Panchadhyay, 9 to 12, sorry, 3 hours. And then you can sleep 12 o'clock. I say, very good. Thank you so much for engaging me in this wonderful seva of reading so many books. If you all agree, I can do from tomorrow. If you all agree with this, I can do it. I have to just sit here. You can lie down on your couch, whatever you want. So let us hear different varieties of Deshamrit, Manashiksha, all these books by our Goswamis. Oh yeah, but yes, if we are not tired with that, then after 12 o'clock we can start something. Yeah, what is that? Jab Dharma from 12 to 2 a.m. and then 2 o'clock. Any other book from 2 o'clock? Yes, Navdeep Dham Parikrama from 2 to 4, and from 4 to 5 Brajmandal Parikrama. And that Brajmandal Parikrama we will just go to Nidhivan and we can attend Mangalarati there. Starting Mangalarati. Bas, in one day, finish. Hari Bol. Immediately the chariot will descend from Shri Vaikuntha and take us there. Shram eva hi kevalam. That's our takeaway point today. Shram eva hi kevalam. All the endeavors are useless if Krishna is not the center of our daily practice or our daily lifestyle as a devotee. For non-devotees, no matter. But we are initiated devotees of respected Gurudevs. That's the word. And that should be our understanding. I'm speaking about myself also. I'm not instructing anyone. I'm just speaking to myself. Developing that. And I'm very proud of my devotees here in my center, Radha Madhav Gauriya Math. When I see them, I get inspired. From morning to evening, they are reading, reading, and reading, coming up with questions. And we sit together, we have discussions. 1 hour, 2 hours. One devotee brahmachari say one word. Okay, open that book where it is written. Yes, and then other reference, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Open that book. There's reference, Bhakti Swami Sindhu. There's reference, some other book. 2 hours goes like this. I said, please spare me. Now is my time to start chanting. And then Chaitanya Charitamrita. But it's so interesting. So interesting. Developing that love for Harikatha. That's ultimate. Yeah. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. There is one devotee, Grasta, a few days back was in difficulty, and I came to know, he didn't inform me, I came to know, and then I personally called him. I said, why you didn't tell me? You are in difficulty. He said, no, Maharaj. Oh, in life, so many difficult times come. I said, can I help you and support you? He said, no, how I can take support from you? No, no, no. I said, please. Other devotees also helping you. Why not me? You are my good friend. But he said, right now, by hearing your words, you started making me cry. I'm trying to just hear these words from you. don't want any financial support from you. But you just call me and ask this. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. You so much caring for me. I didn't even thought of this. Just your one phone call. I said, no, that's different. I know you are in need. Many devotees helping me. Why can't I help you? I say, no, you're sannyasi. How I can take from you? It doesn't matter. We are here to help each other. So please accept this in a friendly relationship. But he refused. Even after I said many times, he refused. He said, please keep with you whenever I need. When the situation will be extreme worse, I will ask you. But I can't take from you. So one thing, what he said, also moved me. That your one phone call, by just saying and expressing your concern, huh, that's that's enough for me. This happened 2 days back. And same thing in relation to this is when I also get messages from many kind devotees. Please let me know what you need for your center. Please let us know in any way we can help you. I said already all devotees who are hearing my katha, they're already helping me. My situation is not worse. We are doing very good here right now. No scarcity of anything. But some devotees who write me saying this to me, it gives so much satisfaction. Just by showing the concern, just by showing that concern and just asking, that's enough. This shows a moral support. Why I'm saying this? Just to thank all of you. I can't say their names, but it just show their love and affection. With so much concern. And that's why what I can show my concern is to let me know if any way I can help you with more Harikatha, with more chanting. What I can do just by sitting here. I'm helping some children learning verses. I'm helping almost 300 or 350 devotees on Facebook, on Zoom. They're chanting with us. Yeah, in Indian families, they have one device, like one phone or one laptop, but the whole family, 7, 8 of them sitting together and chanting. So approximate 300 or 350 devotees chanting with us. That is my services to them. At one point of time, my devotees in my center, when they see me, I'm extremely tired and exhausted. They told me, please skip this. Otherwise, you will be sick. Skip this. I said, no, how can I skip this? They're helping me. They're also working and doing so much endeavors and helping me. Why can't I just help them with this thing? If I skip this, 350 devotees who are chanting, approximately, they will stop chanting. Maybe many of them they will maintain, but I know after some days they will give up because of our efforts. Many more and more are coming forward and chanting with us. This is my humble services to everyone. And if there is any suggestions, if you're expecting more service, please let me know. We can start one other book along with Sri Chaitra Chitamrit Bhagavatam. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam. Very interesting. Or 10th Canto Bhagavatam. Let me know. In any way I can help. Devotees keep learning shlokas that only I can do. But again, with my holy friends. Thank you all so much. Even just by showing your concern or asking, that's enough for us. Everyone has already supported in many ways, so things are going very smooth right now. We are thanking everyone for this. And I'm seeing everyone on screen. I greet everyone every day. And I see everyone, somehow or the other, they're helping. Mancha Katambucha, Kripa Sindhu Devacha, Patitana Bhavnebhyo, Vaishnavyo. We will try to hear this topic, Dharma, Varnashram Dharma, in very detail. I will not go fast, no matter if it takes 100 lectures for uh, first chapter of Adi Leela, but we will go understanding each and everything in detail. Gaur Premanande, very well.